she hit me like, I be like, why you so fine?
Hey kitties, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Marilyn, and now we're going to be getting into some hair. So get in, close the door. I have some brand new hair from Queen Weave Beauty, which are 4 bundles of loose wave gorgeous hair, 222s and 224s, colored it jet black. So let's get into what we're doing. We're doing a U-part. If you know me, that's kind of what I do. I like to give the look of a sew-in, but I don't need the commitment of a sew-in. So I do a U-part, and I'm going to use this weaving cap here. I got this from Amazon. I'll make sure that I link the products that I use in the description, so check it if you need that. So let's go ahead and add the cap. You need a weaving cap. This one has stretch to it, which I really like, and it has the holes in it so your hair is, or your head is breathing, has ventilation, because we don't have time to be like hot. I don't have time for that. All right, so I have this large thread bundle there that I also got from Amazon. So now we're just gonna grab the hair once I show you all the stuff I got from Amazon. I really liked using the large needle to do this. I'm pretty slow when it comes to sewing in hair, so the larger needle really was a little bit more comfortable to me than using that small one. All right, so this is the hair, freshly dyed and washed. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and start sewing it. So I'm just showing you what the hair looked like before we do anything to it. I am gonna take the time to cut those little tabs off because I don't really need it. I'm gonna be sewing this down, so I don't need to adjust the tightness of the U-part at all because it's gonna be sewn in. Okay, so I'm just gonna go right into it. So there's nothing too strategic about what I'm doing. I'm not like the best person at sewing, but I do want to show you guys how I got to the finished product, and this is what I did. So I'm just going to sew the hair onto the cap. I'm going to show you a few short clips of that. We're just going from ear, well, we can imagine that there's an ear here, so we're just going from ear to ear or edge to edge, but I am slightly doing it in a U shape so that way the tracks fall properly, if you know what I mean. You'll eventually see what I mean in the video, but this is me just sewing it in. Like I said, I'm not doing anything too strategic. Anybody can do this. I am not a professional hairdresser. I don't do this professionally, but I do my own hair. In the past, fun fact, in high school I did hair for years, but it was a lot of like quick weaves. So yeah, so I have some background, in hair, but I'm not a true professional, right? So I'm just showing you how I do mine. So if you like it, you can do yours like that too. Okay, now the hair that I have, I did mention, is loose wave, and it is from Queen Weave Beauty, which you guys, if you've been following me, you're pretty familiar. This is the most consistent I have been with wearing hair from the very same brand repeatedly with different textures, because I'm not loyal. But their hair is so good. You guys seen a few textures. I've had their kinky curly. I've also had the yaki, the light yaki. I've also had the kinky straight, and now I have loose wave. So I've been doing very textured bundles for a while, like past couple years. That's what I've been doing. I have been staying away from a more silky texture, but I decided to try this loose wave, and what I love about it, although it is more silky than like a kinky straight, the luster is low. Okay, I don't know if the lighting makes it look more shiny, but in person the luster is low. It's not very shiny, and I love the way that looks. That's the reason I don't put a lot of products on my hair, because I don't want it to look too shiny, because when it's shiny then it gives fake, you know what I mean? It's 24 inches or whatever, but I still want the texture to blend in with my hair easily. So this is me showing you it sewn all the way to the top. You see how much that I left out on the top, and we are going to remove that part. I'm just going to cut it off because that's where my hair is going to be. I'm going to have my hair around the perimeter and through the top just to cover the tracks. So I have my hair braided. It's kind of like sloppy the way that I braided. I just did the 2 anchor braids around the leave out and then around the sides. Okay, so that's it. Now in the middle, those are some bigger braids. I flat ironed my hair before I braided it to make it as flat as possible, and now I'm just fitting the U-part onto my head just to see where I'm gonna sew. So I'm gonna put some clips here to kind of keep it in place. But look, instant hairdo. Do you see this? Look at this. It's not even done yet. It's not even sewn down. I'm just fitting it, and girl, this hair is so gorgeous. But I'm just placing those clips there, so now I can start actually sewing the U part down. So I am going to sew around those anchor braids that go around my leave out and then around to the back of my head. So the entire perimeter is sewn down. Typically when I sew this in, I keep it in for like a week at a time. And that's the true reason I really love a U-part, because it's so convenient. Now when I sew this in, I'm just looping the thread under the braid and through the U-part. Under the braid and through the wig cap, and just looping it until we get around the entire perimeter. It's extremely secure. When I do this, I keep this in for at least a week at a time. That way I can wash my hair. I can do what I need to do to my hair, and I can take care of that without worrying about, oh my God, I have to get a brand new install. You don't, because guess what? It's on a U-part. You can take it on and off if you feel like doing something short, if you feel like do something long. It's the same convenience of a wig, like a wig, but with more security. And of course it looks more natural because it's your hair that's left out. I love a good old school leave out. The lace wigs is not for me. I don't know how to do them, for one. I have a low hairline, for two, and I don't care what lace it is. I can see it. Like, I can see it. Like, no shade, but I can freaking see it. Because it's not a natural scalp. It can be as natural as possible, but it's not natural. All right, so this is what it's looking like so far. This is the hair with no products. It's so fluffy and full. I just love it. So these are the ends. The ends are not dry or anything. They're so gorgeous, and it's pretty long. Now this is a small track that I had left out, and this is how I blend it. I have to glue one track very close to the leave out, so that way it blends properly. So I just glue it down. I spray a little spritz first and then dry it, and then, you know, do my thing. And I just lay my hair on top of it, and that's how I blend it. I can't, especially with a texture like this, I'm not able to just put the U-part and blend it in. I need to put a track very close to my hair to blend it a little bit more seamlessly. Okay, so this is my favorite edge control. It's a very soft hold, flexible, it's not flaky. That's my toothbrush that I'm going to use to lay these edges down. Don't judge. Not my toothbrush for my teeth though, okay? You know how you have a pack of toothbrushes and out? Yeah, that's that. Okay, I'm just putting a really thin layer of the edge control through my edges and brushing it through and doing, I guess, natural baby hairs. This is how my hairline naturally that's the direction that it goes anyway. So I'm just making the edges a little bit more sleek. Now I'm pulling down the shorter baby hairs in the front and brushing through the product just to lay it down, make everything look seamless and sleek and, you know, all that. And once I put the edge control down in the areas that I need it to be in, I will use I have like a satin scarf that I'm just going to tie it down with and, you know, let it set a little bit, because you have to do that. Because if I don't, it never turns out right if I just put the edge control on and just go. I have to put the scarf on it. Okay, so that's me doing that. And while the scarf is on it, I am going to just redefine the waves. And this is strictly water. I don't want to put any mousse on it. I am going to get like a setting foam that you use for roller sets and things like that, because that's not going to have buildup like how a mousse would. So I'm going to get that eventually, but I didn't have it yet. But this is the hair damp with the wet look. I redefined the waves. This hair is so gorgeous. Just brushing out my baby hairs, because I do like them to look soft. I don't want them to look too like pasted down. So I brushed the product out, trying to, like, you know, loosen it up a bit. But this is gorgeous. This is the ends. The hair is very long on me. It's just beautiful. Here's a picture of the full length so you guys can see. But what do you think about these bundles? So this look came out very gorgeous. It looks very natural. The hair blends seamlessly with my hair, and I think it is a 10 out of 10. I would definitely get it again. Eventually I am going to cut this hair into like layers, long layers, and do curls, so I know that's going to be sexy. So definitely subscribe if you want to see that eventually, but I did want to make sure I showcase it in its natural state, because the natural state is gorgeous. Hope you enjoyed the video. Later.